Hey everyone, Dave Allison with Alison Wealth. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about a really important concept, something I call the order of savings. And when I say the order of savings, what I mean is we all have a certain amount of capacity to save money each and every year. One of the most common questions I get from clients is, well, where do I put this savings? What are the right account types? Retirement accounts, Roth IRAs, brokerage accounts, things of that nature. And so what I'm going to do is just walk you through a rundown of my list, 1 through 9. Number 1 is where you should start if you're just getting started. Number 9 is maybe you're a higher net worth, high income client, and you have the capacity to save a lot more via means of maxing out numbers 1 through 8, essentially. So let's dive right into it. Number 1, first thing you should do, Finance 101, 1 month of emergency fund down at the bank. Keep that on hand in case something happens, 1 month's worth of expenses set aside. Number 2, take any additional savings, pay off any high interest debt that you have. Again, you want to eliminate that compounding interest rate. It'll continue to put yourself in a bigger and bigger hole. So before you start saving in investments, take care of that high interest debt. Number 3, once that's done, you want to participate in your retirement plan at work, your 401k, your 403b, at least up to the company match. If your company match is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7%, that's free money you're leaving on the table. If you're in a lower tax bracket, I'd highly recommend the Roth 401k. If you're in one of the top tax brackets, it might make more sense to go to the traditional 401k to create some tax deferral. Number 4, the Roth IRA. The Roth IRA is where you can continue to build more tax-free money for the future. So once you've participated in your 401k plan up to the company match, now go fund a Roth IRA. The unique thing about the Roth IRA is if you need to access the money, you can take out your initial contribution penalty-free and tax-free. So this can be kind of like a second line of defense to your emergency fund down at the bank. Now, you might be thinking, well, I make too much money, because there are income limitations. High income earning people can't put money directly into a Roth, but we have a strategy known as a backdoor Roth, where you can contribute to a non-deductible IRA and do a conversion into the Roth account. Number 5 is a health savings account. If you have a high deductible plan, you need to be maxing out your HSA and trying to let that money stay in there and grow. It's the only account that's triple tax exempt. You get a deduction to put money in, it grows tax deferred, and then later on in life, when you use it for qualified medical expenses, it's tax free. I max out my HSA every year. I'm building up this really nice balance or bucket of money for healthcare expenses in retirement. Number 6, go back then and max out that 401k. I mentioned number 3 was participate in the 401k up until your company match. But if you've done that and you've maxed out your Roth and you've maxed out your HSA, now go fill the rest of that 401k bucket up with money. The traditional limits are about $22,500 right now, but actually in many 401ks, you can do what's known as an after-tax contribution. This year, the IRS allows us to do about $66,000 of total contributions to a 401k plan. And the best part of those after-tax contributions is you could do a in-plan conversion to the Roth account. And so it's a way to really supercharge your 401k and build tax-free money for the future. You want to make sure to check if your 401k plan has those provisions. Number 7 is if educational planning is important for you, maybe for the kids, college funding, a 529 is a great vehicle. Again, in some states, you might get a tax deduction to put money in. It grows tax deferred, and when you use it for qualified educational expenses, it can come out income tax free. All of this is the beauty of compounding returns, compounding your money in a tax deferred vehicle that when you take it out, it can come out tax free. Now, 1 through 7 that I just mentioned, those all have IRS limits on how much you can put in. For example, a Roth IRA this year, $6,500 if you're under age 50, a 401k, I spoke about those limits, an HSA, I've spoke about those limits, 529 plans, different states impose limits on how much you can put in. And so if you're fortunate enough or you're disciplined enough to save enough money where you've maxed out all of those already, Then the rest of the money starts to flow into post-tax investments. These are like your brokerage accounts, your real estate investment, any alternatives. Again, the money is going to go in, it's going to be invested. Hopefully, it gains in value over time. And when you realize that gain, you sell the investment, you're taxed and you pay a capital gain rate. The other place that you might want to divert or diversify some of your savings is, instead of it all going into post-tax investments, there's permanent cash value life insurance. Now, with this vehicle, it's traditional life insurance in the sense that if you were to prematurely pass away, your family is going to get a leveraged up death benefit, income tax free. But assuming you live a long, productive life and you continue to save in here, it has a cash value component to it. That cash value component is like a savings vehicle. It builds up money. You can have that money invested depending on what type of insurance policy and structure you opt in for. And during your lifetime, you can use that money. You can access that cash value in a number of different ways. So it provides a benefit of both protection planning in the event you prematurely pass away, as well as an investment and savings component. And so again, when I think about structuring the order of money, you want to make sure, like a waterfall, you're taking care of each one of those. Number one, emergency fund, paying off high interest debt, 401k up to match, Roth IRA, maxing that out, or doing a backdoor Roth conversion if you're eligible for that, health savings account, bumping up the rest of the 401k, either the Roth 401k or the traditional 529 plan, utilizing that if educational funding is important for you, post-tax investments, and permanent cash value life insurance. Because if you follow that order, by the time you do decide to retire, you're going to be able to create a really tax-efficient income distribution stream that in retirement maximizes your income and minimizes your taxes. So I hope you found this video helpful. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out.